My name is Bobby McMillan, and Jesus has changed my life. I grew up like most people, calling myself a Christian. I went to church as a kid. I went every weekend. I was baptized when I was 8. But like most people, I found more important things in life to live for, or so I thought. I turned to sports and living for what I wanted. Eventually that turned to living for other people and trying to make friendships and doing whatever it took to achieve that, making fun of people. I started wanting to be a part of the crowd with partying and drinking and smoking and going to raves just so that I could be a part of the people around me and being accepted. Eventually, though, I realized that none of these things that I was living for were fulfilling me. I always felt like I was having to search for something to make me happy. I wasn't depressed, but I was always looking, and I knew that there was this hole in my heart that needed filling. God was good to me to help me realize that if God is real, that He could satisfy my heart, and that if God was real, He could change the ways that I was living for the better. So I started looking for God and trying to figure out if God is real, and I started going to church, and I started going to young adults and Sunday mornings, and I started meeting with people and reading the Bible, and I realized I knew nothing about God. I called myself a Christian. I said I believed in Jesus, but I actually didn't know what that looked like or what that meant. And I continued to study, and I continued to learn, and eventually I went on a church retreat, and I learned about the fear of God, and it didn't make sense to me at first, but after having it explained, I realized that my sin had actually separated me from God. God is perfect, and I had fallen short of that. And when I understood this, the gospel finally made sense. The good news of Jesus made sense, and I believed in it, and in that very moment, my life changed forever. I no longer needed to look to people to be satisfied. I no longer needed to drink or smoke. I no longer needed to chase adrenaline, because God had changed my life. He had made me a new creation. And ever since then, I've known a joy like never before. I get to know God, and I get to live life with God. He saved me out of my sin, and now I get to joyfully lay down my life for God, because He laid down His life for me, and He's changed my life so much. I didn't deserve it, I couldn't earn it, but by God's grace, I have been saved through faith. So my name is Bobby McMillan, and I am not ashamed of the gospel.
Good.